Nothing unites two people so completely, especially if, like you and me, all they have is words. The right understanding of any matter and a misunderstanding of the same matter do not wholly exclude each other. If the book we are reading does not wake us, as with a fist hammering on our skull, why then do we read it? What I write is different from what I say is different from what I think is different from what I ought to think, and so it goes further into the deepest darkness. But sleep? On a night like this? What an idea! Just think of how many thoughts a blanket smothers while one lies alone in bed, and how many unhappy dreams it keeps warm. I want in fact more of you. In my mind I am dressing you with light, I am wrapping you up in blankets of complete acceptance, and then I give myself to you. I long for you, I who usually long without longing, as though I am unconscious and absorbed in neutrality and apathy, really, utterly long for every bit of you. Love has as few problems as a motor car. The only problems are the driver, the passengers, and the road. Anyone who loves his neighbor within the limits of the world is doing no more and no less injustice than someone who loves himself within the limits of the world. The history of the world, as it is written and handed down by word of mouth, often fails us completely, but man's intuitive capacity, though it often misleads, does not ever abandon one. Everything you love is very likely to be lost, but in the end, love will return in a different way. Self-control is something for which I do not strive. Self-control means wanting to be effective at some random point in the infinite radiations of my spiritual existence. I dream of a grave, deep and narrow, where we could clasp each other in our arms as with clamps, and I would hide my face in you and you would hide your face in me, and nobody would ever see us anymore. Yet even if I managed that, one single slip, and a slip cannot be avoided, will stop the whole process, easy and painful alike, and I will have to shrink back into my own circle again. There were dark hours, of course, such as came to everybody, in which you thought you had achieved nothing at all, in which it seemed to you that only the cases predestined from the start to succeed came to a good end, which they would have reached in any event without your help, while every one of the others was doomed to fail in spite of all your maneuvers, all your exertions, all the illusory little victories on which you plumed yourself. Even if no salvation should come, I want to be worthy of it at every moment. The books we need are of the kind that act upon us like a misfortune, that makes us suffer like the death of someone we love more than ourselves, that make us feel as though we were on the verge of suicide, lost in a forest remote from all human habitation. I'm tired, can't think of anything and want only to lay my face in your lap, feel your hand on my head and remain like that through all eternity. In a way, you are poetry material, you are full of cloudy subtleties I am willing to spend a lifetime figuring out. Words burst in your essence and you carry their dust in the pores of your ethereal individuality. Forget everything. Open the windows. Clear the room. The wind blows through it. You see only its emptiness, you search in every corner and don't find yourself. I never wish to be easily defined. I'd rather float over other people's minds as something strictly fluid and non-perceivable, more like a transparent, paradoxically iridescent creature rather than an actual person.